Hey, welcome back. Tonight's Daily Viewpoint, a first-of-its-kind survey, was conducted about what, for many people, should be a given, considered to be a given, but is more and more lacking. It involves our respect, or the respect offered in our public schools. The Harris poll found that fewer adults believe teachers respect the parents or students, and that fewer believe parents and students in turn respect the teachers. In other words, just about every relationship you can imagine involving the school or the school setting or the classroom has soured in recent years. And this doesn't surprise education think tanks and advocacy groups. Spokesmen for those organizations say they've noticed a lack of respect for public education and educators over the years, whether the issue is testing or teacher evaluations or, in some cases, school choice. So, John, Phyllis, is this something that seems to be slowly getting worse? First of all, do you agree, and is it getting worse? John, what do you think?
I think we do have a lack of respect on all of those levels that you mentioned. But I think that instead of saying, oh, ain't it awful, we should do something about it. And I think that the adults, teachers and parents, can control that situation. I was taught as a child to respect my elders, whether they're right or wrong. And it's really interesting, Jeff, we talked about before the show, that we tell our children they should respect their elders, and yet the example they hear on the radio, on the television, all this put-down stuff. And so they look at, and the actions speak louder than the words. But I think it begins at home. If you're a grandparent or you're a parent, spend a half hour with your child tonight over their schoolwork. Talk about the relationships with their teacher. Tell them you should respect that teacher, right or wrong. And it shouldn't be a parent against a teacher against a parent. We should all be on the same team because, folks, we got a problem. We're behind South Korea and many other countries
in terms of public education.
In terms of public education. There's a great op-ed by Tom Friedman in the New York Times this past Sunday.
On this topic?
Yeah. Parents have the power to ask more of their leaders and to ask more of their kids. And so we all have a stake in this. And it shouldn't be us against the teachers against them. And I have friends that are teachers who are saying, you know, it's all the parent versus us. When I was a kid and they called home, and had a problem. That's right. That's right. Because my father, my mother, we'd march up to the school, and but it was what are you, meaning me, the child, going to do to turn things around? It wasn't blaming the teacher.
Well, now a teacher can call a parent, and the parents cuss them out. They'll say, you know, we're having a problem with John in school, and the parents say, well, what are you, the teacher, doing to him?
We must respect our teachers. Our teachers must respect the parents. Even though, Jeff, some of the teachers today aren't, quite frankly, the caliber that they probably should be. But we don't value education like we should. We value athletic. We value, you know, Miley Cyrus and all these rock stars and whatever.
Well, there's no doubt that it starts at the home.
Absolutely.
And that the tone has to be set in the home by whoever fills that parental role of, listen, your job, son or daughter, is to get an education, and that teacher is trying to get you there,
so
and he or she deserves your respect.
And it can be done. It can be done.
Yeah, I think the public school systems in a lot of regions of the country are getting a bad rap, too. There's some excellent schools in the Dallas School District and Tarrant County and others.
Let's give the teachers some support, too.
Give them some support. And pay them more. My goodness. I can't believe how much teachers make compared to an athlete or, you know. And they've got your child's, you know, future in their hands.
That's been a chronic complaint not only here in Texas but across the nation. That we're not paying what would be a suitable salary, suitable wage for someone who's committed their lives to education, even though they have a pretty long break during the summer, but still.
Yeah, but they got to go find another job.
In many cases they do, because they're paid so little.
Absolutely.
Right.
They got to find another job.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Okay. So it starts at home.
Yes.
Respect the teacher and that should be a reciprocal relationship.
All,
respect all the way around.
Parties should respect one another.
I know some schools, in fact, we had a gentleman on recently representing a charter school organization, and they sign a contract at the beginning of the year. The parent, the child, and the teacher agreeing to the terms, what each can expect of the other. And, you know, that's not a bad idea.
No, it's not.
Set
a lot of the private
high.
schools do it. You
Yeah.
know, they will say, if we're having a parent-teacher conference, we expect both parents there.
But let's approach it in a positive manner.
Right.
As a team with the parent, the teacher,
'Cause
and the student.
We're all headed the same direction.
That's right.
Yeah.
Should be.
Yeah,
Should
that's
be.
true.
Okay, a lot of good ideas. Coming up next here on the Texas Daily, how a well-known Texas restaurateur is creating jobs and revitalizing a once neglected area. How about that? That story's coming up next with Don Wall. You're watching the Texas Daily.